Welcome back to the BSH Brief. I'm your host, Caden Friess, and today we're joined by a lady who keeps this school running from the dullest of mornings to the craziest of emergencies. She's got our back. Straight from the front office, it's Josie.
Hello.
And then we got two awesome students helping out today. Introduce yourselves.
All right, I'm Max Goode. I've TA'd for the attendance office for the past 2 semesters.
I'm Simon Blanchard, and I'm a current TA for the attendance office.
There we go. Two highly qualified individuals. Mm-hmm. So let's just jump right in, Josie, and maybe hear a little bit about you, your past, yourself. Who's Josie? I don't know.
Well, hello. Thanks for having me on the podcast. So again, my name is Josie. I have worked at Bend High for a little over 2 years, and it's been great. I will say TAs are definitely the reason that the office runs as well as it does. Without them, Corey and I, my other attendance secretary, would be running around the school with our heads cut off like chickens. So
you're welcome.
Thank you to both
School
of you.
on your backs.
Yeah.
Yes. So I am the attendance secretary, so that means that I excuse students, whether it's they're out sick or they're on vacation or they have doctor's appointments. So I spend my days just answering emails and phone calls from parents or teachers and kind of helping keep track of students.
There we go. What's like a typical day in the office looking like for you?
So I walk in, I get handed a fat stack of notes, and I spend the next 40 minutes getting my steps in, running across the school over and over and over again, and saying hi to teachers. It's a lot of fun. I don't mind it. Yeah.
With no phone, I heard.
Yeah, we have
New rule this year.
Oh,
is that a new rule?
It's a new rule this year, actually.
I would be destroyed.
I've been managing. I don't know. I'm not a screenager like you guys.
Walking through the halls without music is possibly one of the hardest things a human can do. I'm gonna be honest with you, so I'm impressed. Simon, Max, how was that last year? Or you had your phone last year? So
yeah, I did have my phone last year. Very different experience, I must say. But it wasn't really in the halls. Mainly you just use your phone in the office. But
we entertained him enough. He didn't need his
exactly.
phone.
You don't need your phone.
It's always a fun
office
time
late.
in the office. You always get to talk to the workers there, and they're interesting enough.
The workers.
The workers. My employers.
It's always so funny when you're in there because there's always some teacher like behind the desk just leaning over. And it's usually Mr. Reese or Reardon, or it's always a little intimidating.
It is a social place for sure.
I know, everyone just kind of congregates there.
Yeah.
It's
must say, new thing this year, Reardon had his office, Mr. Reardon, I apologize, had his office moved into the main office. Mm-hmm. So for all TAs, and even for the people who work there, it's a very new experience.
Oh, it's great because
it's wonderful. Sorry,
because it's like as soon as the kid walks in, we're like, "Ooh, do we know him?" And Reardon's like, "Oh, yep, I know him." And it's amazing. I love having him right there.
Also, can we clear up the Reardon conspiracy? Is he here? Is he not? Did he move?
I haven't seen him.
There's been all sorts of rumors. Maybe he died. I don't know. I want to figure this out.
I can confirm that he is alive and well.
Good.
He did just take some time off. He works hard. He just needed some time off. So he hopefully should be back soon. We all miss him.
Was the move a rumor? Is he moving? Do we know?
Moving like offices,
like
moving
out of the. I heard something
like a move,
like a move. Houses.
I've heard
move.
rumors about to Texas and California.
Oh, I heard he's moving to another country.
What?
Really?
No.
Okay, we're spreading propaganda now.
I cannot confirm anything. You'd have to ask him himself when he does come back. But he will be back this year, hopefully soon.
Before the end of the year?
Yes, hopefully.
Okay.
I can't say a specific deadline or timeline,
but see him again
soon.
Now.
Yes,
Okay.
hopefully in the next couple weeks.
Relieve Miss Boudry of ticket duty.
Oh, I don't know. She's enjoying that.
She seemed. I saw her around. I think she's enjoying it.
She seems to be happy to do it. No complaints.
It gets her outside, fresh air. It's great.
Yeah. I talked myself out of one ticket mainly because it was my dad's car and I didn't have my pass. So I was like, just give me one day and I'll get my pass.
I feel like that's a valid excuse. Yeah,
exactly.
You know, fine there.
No malintention.
Oh.
I will say, just show admin and everybody respect. That's like, I mean, consequences happen, but just respect them because I feel like they have to deal with a lot of things between parents and students. So just be kind to them because they're just doing their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to our admin. Woohoo.
Woo-hoo. I will say, though, I mean, yeah, people give her a hard time sometimes, but I think ever since Miss Boudry stepped in, I've seen very little people parking on the lines. I've seen, like, if we know that middle column of cars, that would be like 4 cars out into the intersection. You could barely get by. It was getting a little crazy.
I left today to do an errand real quick, and there was only one car past the actual line, and I wanted to celebrate. It was amazing.
So I think we can all appreciate some law and order. Absolutely.
I agree. I know. Sometimes we're a little too tough. I also think the sophomores have been a lot better, or maybe it's because of this administration tactics of not parking the parking lot, because I know my sophomore year, I parked in the parking lot every day, and I did not have a pass. But you know what? That's 2 years in the past, so it doesn't count anymore.
You're a changed man.
I'm a changed man. I have a pass now.
Yeah. Can't
Yes.
prosecute you for that anymore.
Exactly. It's too far gone. I'm fine to admit it now, but I feel like I've seen that very little nowadays. They're respecting it.
The
Way to go,
sophomores specifically?
sophomores.
The sophomores.
Do they have like a bit of a reputation? I don't know. I haven't heard
I don't know.
this.
Maybe I built that reputation
Just
for
you.
myself. You know, I mean, it's tough to park far away. I don't know. I don't want to walk. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to walk.
I've got my little secret spot. I won't say where because it's secret.
No, it's a secret.
Behind a building, there's just like one spot with these white lines. No one ever takes it, and I have the same short walk every day. It's so nice.
Oh my gosh. Don't let anyone know. Okay.
Maybe as you cross the stage at graduation,
You
say,
can tell.
This is the spot.
Hold up a picture
The
of it or
highest
something.
bidder. The highest bidder gets it.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I do kind of want to ask, what's in this new era of food delivery and DoorDash? Has this been like your bane of existence? DoorDashers coming to the school?
You know, it has its moments. It's a good thing and a bad thing. I've made some great friends with the freshmen, especially a specific group of girls who have DoorDash every day. And a lot of the thank you notes that I get have to do with DoorDash. So apparently I'm making myself the reputation of the DoorDasher. No, I mean, I understand students, they want to, have that free range, be able to get food, which is great. It does get a little hard sometimes when I'm trying to do my job and I'm busy and I've constantly got a bunch of strangers who we are trying to look out for and make sure we don't have random people walking to our schools. And sometimes they accidentally get through the door because someone, you just have to like run, and it's hard. It can be hard because it's, kind of interrupts my day sometimes, and you have to run and stop them immediately, which we always do. But, everyone's been pretty nice about it.
And I gotta ask, so like when the DoorDashers leave food with you before the students come to pick it up, have you ever taken some of that?
like
just a bit,
one
like a
fry.
little
Like
fee
one
for
fry.
the students.
No one will notice.
I have not, because I'm always just like, put it on the table,
Wink,
it on the
wink,
table.
wink.
I don't actually most of the time I don't want to accept it. Sometimes it's even for a teacher, and I'm like, I don't know who it's for. Just
I feel like you're
Put it there.
entitled to a bit of like a food tax.
A fry or two.
Yeah.
yeah, totally. But they steal those. Like it's a DoorDash stealer, so that the DoorDasher doesn't eat your food too. So
Fair.
no.
I heard, I think it was last year or first semester this year, Laney and Parker, I don't know if you know them, probably. They spent over $2,000 on DoorDash.
I would say those are like the original DoorDashers. I honestly kind of forgot
The
about
original
that.
DoorDashers.
They were like my main people last year for sure.
Last year there it was. Yeah, they had like DoorDash Premium or whatever it is. They'd order it every period.
day.
Pretty crazy.
There are sometimes I'm like, do your parents know how much you're spending? Because that's expensive.
Yeah, I am not balling that hard to spend $2,000 on DoorDash. I wish I was, because I would get Chipotle every day.
Have you had any instance of people like trying to sneak around the back to deliver DoorDash discreetly, or trying to circumvent the system you guys have got?
Yes, because
Yeah.
also that's the thing is I don't allow any student to get any DoorDash during class time.
Okay.
So whether it's delivered 1 minute after the bell rings, you're going to have to wait till the end of that period. And so I do have kids kind of sometimes try to sneak down a hall and grab it real quick, and I have to stand up and say, hey, no, come back. Or I have had a couple DoorDashers meet them outside, and they come down the athletic entrance, and then I have to go and yell at them and get on the cameras and have Miss Boudry get involved, and it becomes a whole thing. So don't do it.
Wait till after your period to get your DoorDash. There you go. There's your warning. I love that. Moving on. How does just like school safety take a part in your job? So I want, because we had John Horvath, the SRO, on the last episode, and we talked about school safety, but this is kind of a different perspective of safety, because you're kind of like the first point of entrance where everyone comes in. So what's that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I say like my job is attendance, but really like I'm kind of the eyes. Like I love it because I can see so much from my spot. Like I can see the whole commons, I can see most of the parking lot. So I'm constantly, I mean, all of us in the front office, we are just constantly kind of keeping an eye on everything, being really observant. Oh, who's that person walking through the parking lot? Oh, but that's a student. Oh, is that someone who's not supposed to be there? Oh, there's a dog. Like, we're constantly watching. So, I mean, it gives me good multitasking skills. But yeah.
There you go. Something I think we can all tie in on, as we're all seniors, and attendance is senioritis.
Oh, absolutely.
boy.
I hate to bring it up, but it's kind of the elephant in the room. It's been a struggle. I don't know about you guys. How's it been for you two?
Yeah, for me, it kind of presents in a different way. I wouldn't really say I'm skipping a lot of my classes. You can attest to that.
Good job, Max.
I had 97% attendance for a semester. It's only like half that this semester. But mainly, I'm just like not turning in any work from now on. But that doesn't affect the attendance office side quite as much.
I'm going to try and
What
pull up
about
my
you?
attendance.
I feel like you said, senioritis affects us all in different ways. I think it's
Course,
affecting
yeah.
me in all of the ways. Now,
I've noticed in TOK, you showed up like once this past year, I think.
I've shown my face there a few times, Yeah, my attendance, especially last semester, was certainly an all-time Simon Blanchard low. And, just the motivation's not, I mean, I feel like I'm a change man this semester. Maybe, perhaps a little bit in most of my classes. TOK, different story. But
Absolutely.
yeah. But
Can we just take a moment for the people that cannot see? Caden is currently looking up his attendance rate on Student View.
I see
I'm
lot of
seeing a
red.
lot of red bars right now, some very high ones.
It's
Wow.
there's
look at this?
listen, second semester's been a struggle. First semester I front loaded this year. I took 7 classes. I was on it. I couldn't miss a day or else I get super behind. Second semester I have 3 classes: sign language, business management, and English. And
10 absences already for second semester is what it looks like.
could be worse.
Miss Baird, I want to say I'm sorry. It's really hard to come to your class. On white days, I only have Miss Baird's class. So coming to school on white days is really a struggle.
It's the same for me. Like on these white days, I only have bio in this TA period. That's half the reason I took the TA period, because I would not show up if it was just bio. That's hard.
I didn't show up to second period today, but I'm here for this. So Miss Baird, I hope you're listening. I'm sorry.
But Josie, do you normally notice like a big increase in absences second semester?
Has to be.
I feel like it's gotta.
I don't know, because maybe you're absent, but those absences aren't necessarily getting excused. So I
need to start
really
doing that.
notice it when there's like an increase in excusals. And I feel like second semester senior parents have kind of aren't as on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
So, it doesn't affect my job as much.
The senioritis is even affecting me asking my dad to call out my my absences, which isn't really good, because he's like, I'll call you out anytime, and I haven't really taken advantage of that. By the way, is there still a thing of like if you have too many absences, you can't go to a dance or something? Asking for a friend, of course.
Of course.
Obviously. Well, you can tell your friend. I don't know. I think I had a parent or somebody asked me that a couple days ago, and I don't know for sure. As far as I'm aware, I haven't heard that they've been enforcing that as much anymore.
Good.
But, I mean, maybe this is the sign they'll hear this podcast and say, ooh, we need to start enforcing this.
Next
again.
year, I think, is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard to show up. We're so close to the end. And I agree. Yeah, turning in assignments is somehow really, really, because I think the less work you have to do, the harder it is.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
when you have 7 classes, you need to be on it or else you get so far behind. I mean, there's literally no point in trying to catch up. So you have to be on top of your game. But when there's 3 classes, I can do it next week. It's fine if I get 2 days behind. But then it's just easier to build.
Like when you have 7 classes, I have to go home tonight, I have to do this, and this. And
You actually do homework.
You've got your routine, your schedule, whatever. But when 3 classes, you've got a thing here, a thing there.
You have more hope
Yeah.
that it just gets done
Yeah.
somehow.
You adapt to the higher workload. I know me right now, I think I have 3 missing Spanish assignments at least. Probably more after today, because that's the class I'm skipping to be here. Sorry, Edmund, just in case you're listening to this, I apologize.
Yeah, also the mentality is shift. First semester and every other year is how can I get an A+ or as close to an A, as high of an A as possible. And second semester is the first time that's ever changed, in which it's how can I just hold on to 3 A's?
How can I not get kicked out of college?
How
with bad grades? Yeah.
Exactly.
Most of us, we've already made the decisions. Colleges have already looked at our first semester grades. And yeah, they do look at second semester. But unless you're you're really dropping the ball.
Which hopefully we're not. Plus, kind of say, I think lunch needs to be longer. This is me. What do you, how many times are people late to lunch? Surely a bajillion every day.
Why does lunch need to be longer?
Well, because hear me out. Hear me out, right? Lunch is 35 minutes. 30 if you think about it, with 2 5-minute passing periods. Okay. 30 minutes, very little time. If you drive somewhere and drive back, that's 10 minutes. Plus getting your food is maybe 10 minutes. Now you have like 10 minutes to eat. You're not supposed to eat your food very fast. You got to let yourself digest. So for one, I think this is a health risk. I could be putting my life in danger by eating my food so fast. Secondly, I think it's just not enough time, purely.
My argument is, guess what? How you can avoid that.
No.
You get free lunch. We have amazing cafeteria staff who spend all day long making you yummy food to eat. And then it's a 3-second walk to the cafeteria, 3-second walk back. You still got like 39 minutes to eat your food nice and slow, Caden.
You know, I do agree with that. But 2 problems, which are more this year. The line, abysmal. Yeah. The line is abysmal. Even if you don't get it, the line, you can't even leave the building. It's such a dense crowd of people. You can't walk by them to even leave the school. And then secondly, I think seating. We do have nice commons, but I think it's too much. And no offense, the underclassmen are really loud. And
I don't think I've ever even once used the commons.
I've never once done the commons. So if you're even considering that, you're taking the wrong approach.
You know, that's maybe where I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like Chipotle, New York City sub. There's some really
Can I just say you're making fun of kids for spending $2,000 on Doordash? Now you're saying you're going to lunch every day.
If you're driving somewhere for lunch, not only you're spending gas money, you're buying like a $15 meal every day.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that.
Rather than getting a $0 delicious mac and cheese bar.
Or just pack your own lunch. Sure, you're paying for groceries,
Max
make your
is
own
a
lunch,
fan.
whatever. But
You know, I might need to shift my mentality a little bit. Maybe not complain. But I wouldn't mind more time to be on my phone during lunch. That's just, doing homework during lunch, I would never.
Obvious.
of course.
Not a screenager, gosh. Perfect. Okay, well, Josie, do you have any questions for us is what I want to know. As representatives of the student body, you could call us, I would call us that.
Yeah, I'd call myself that.
Take that title home. I'll get us name tags.
Perfect.
What do we have?
Right off the bat, my first concern I have is like,
Ooh.
for today, an example, we had an assembly, so we were on an assembly schedule. And I don't feel like that was communicated super well sometimes to students. And so what is your guys's, some advice on how we can make it more clear when the schedule is changing and you need to show up sooner? Like for those students who have first period opens and that kind of thing.
I fully agree, especially with like senior meetings coming up and knowing that I don't want to miss those and knowing that there are days where I won't be here. It's a real struggle. What do you guys think?
So I'm someone who doesn't have a first or a second period. And so assembly schedules I won't say they've made me late because, I'm sure it's still on me to check my schedule, but
Advisory also.
Yeah, that too. Being reminded to check my schedule like the day before. Usually assemblies are mentioned like over the intercom the day of, the day before, but really like driving that home. Hey guys, check your schedules tomorrow. Make sure when you're going to your first class.
But who's making those announcements? Like over the intercom? Are your classes telling you that?
Like all the above, honestly.
Yeah,
like everywhere
wherever
we
can put it. Also, I feel like the Instagram would be a great place to post, maybe not advisory schedules, but assembly schedules, especially because those kind of creep up on you. Yeah. I say that as I was late this morning and had that awkward interaction with Boudry while she scans.
And I thought of you because I saw that.
You
this
saw
morning.
me? That's
I
so
said,
sweet.
Oh, there's Max showing up late. And I feel bad because I know you guys do, like, there are consequences for being late sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just want to make sure. And, like, I know we say, oh, it's on Canvas or whatever, but I fully understand that as a student, I wouldn't be checking my Canvas every day.
Or your email where it also pops up.
Exactly.
It's in the email.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, if you've seen
so.
The Office, we need like a woof. It gets sent to every news channel.
A what?
A woof? You haven't seen The Office. It's okay. It's okay.
I have when I was like 11. I don't remember that.
I think maybe it's just a one-off with like my schedule and how low classes I have. But like, yeah, like I've maybe been on Canvas like 3 times in the past month. So that doesn't work. Who checks their emails? I'm not looking at student view. I think taking away the intercoms was kind of a big miss because I listened to those every day last year, and then they're like, no, well, we're doing the announcements on Canvas. I have read minimal of those, and I think it's because yes, like teachers will say, all right, pull up the things on your iPad, but then everyone just starts doing their work immediately. Like, so maybe if the teachers pull up on Canvas and guide the class through it, I think would be more helpful. or also even just like with the video announcements, making it more mandatory that teachers show those, because a lot of teachers just don't really care, and like only half of them play it. And there's a lot of valuable information on those, and people put a lot of time and effort into it. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people don't get the news through the news channels that we are sending out. And I don't really know what the fix is. Well, I think we're just relying maybe too much on the students trying to get them news. I'm like, look at the canvas, look at the legacy. It's like you kind of really have to put it in their face.
Now, I feel like intercoms, you can't, students aren't going to shut their ears. Sure, they're not going on their iPads opening an email, but I mean, if it's on the intercoms, like the day before, especially, several times even, yeah, maybe some people will find it annoying if there's the same reminder over and over again, but I think people need that. Yeah, I know I do, at least, to actually get it stuck in my head that there's something going on the next day in assembly, whatever.
Yeah,
totally.
Also just putting the schedule on Canvas the day before, because I know it's difficult to like I'm not going to wake up at like 7:30 and check my Canvas to look at the schedule for the day. I do that once I show up.
Oh my gosh. And the fact that I actually did just figure out the solve for this, but for the longest time I couldn't figure out how to look at my schedule like days in advance. So the amount of days I would stay up until midnight so my schedule refreshed to know if I had a first period or not.
It was online. There's a schedule.
I didn't know there was a calendar feature.
There is.
I didn't know that there was a calendar feature.
Wait.
But you learned.
Wait, hold on.
It shows there's a blue, gold, white calendar online that you can
click
find.
a school day and it will tell you the schedule.
I've been like going through my head like, okay, today's this.
That's what I was doing, and I was wrong every time.
Oh no. I've not been using this.
We gotta lock in now.
This is great information to know 1 month before you graduate. Yes.
We're helping in the future.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Also, find out how to get on school stuff on my personal devices. Game changer.
Me too.
Like
I figured
this
that
year.
pretty quick. Luckily,
I
last
didn't.
year.
No, it was this. It
was
changer.
2 weeks ago for me.
Having my Canva on my phone, life changing.
I thought everyone just like could have people having problems with that. Like
Everyone, I didn't even know it was a possible thing. Because I had to get like a slip from the library telling me how to do it.
Huh.
You just went to like a website, link your phone number, whatever. But game changer right there. Josie, do you have another question as the student body? You don't have to, but I mean, we speak for the students.
Yeah.
So to speak.
All of them.
Lorax, we speak for the trees.
I don't know of anything. That was my one thing.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that means we're just so unproblematic and we're so fine. Well,
or I just don't think you'll have the answers.
We know everything.
we're so insightful. Look at this group. Look at this group. Don't you? One of you do IB? Am I crazy?
Both.
Yeah,
we both do. Yeah.
Look at that. Two for two. So don't need to include the third. That's amazing. I took one IB class
That counts.
for one
Really?
semester.
Which one?
IB math applications and something.
Wow.
That's still year one. I know.
Was that last semester?
Shout out Mr. Baker. That was last semester. And every day I walk into school, he stand outside and he says hi to me. And it's awesome. I gotta get Mr. Baker on the podcast. I love Mr. Baker.
He's a sweetheart. Had him sophomore
It's
year.
great.
Also,
Great.
he's never in his class. Can I just say? I don't want to call Mr. Baker right now.
What do you mean?
He's a roamer.
He's a roamer.
He gets his steps in.
He is always around the school.
He's always in the main office too, as well. I notice him there a lot. He goes, yeah.
He makes sure to say good morning to us each and every day, and I appreciate that, okay? Because I feel seen by Mr. Baker. Thank you.
Are there any teachers that like really kind of really show up in that way? Or like always in the office or always intermingling that you can think of? Give some little shout outs.
Gills is in the office.
Oh, I love Gilsdorf.
You know, warming up his lunch, or I don't actually know what he's doing half the time, but he just is popping in. Mr. Baker a lot.
Can I add one in there?
Yes.
I notice Viles a lot, but he's always just reading the newspaper.
So
he doesn't do a lot of interaction with the rest
Viles
of the people.
loses his classroom.
He loves his classroom. I always see him walking.
Yeah.
And
I feel so bad
He,
about
he
that.
has to wander sometimes, but it's been honestly really fun this year because a lot of the teachers either lost their classrooms because of like C Hall and the other halls that I don't remember what they're called. But like people are now having to like move, and so like Mr. Viles, he was in I Hall, and so he was way out in the back, and we didn't see him very often. And now he's in A3. He's right there. So we're getting to see these new group of teachers, and so it's really fun because it's like I didn't necessarily get to ever talk to these teachers, and now I get to see them more often.
Just like on proximity. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
so
around.
I feel like honestly, like every like 5 years, teachers would probably strongly disagree on this, but I think every like 5 years, teachers should have to like
Switch
musical chairs and like just to switch it up, because I'm like, it's so fun to see these other people. So yeah.
That's so real. All right. Well, if we're moving on, finally, these are the questions that the students really wanted to ask. So much so that they submitted them. It's hot seat time, Josie. So we each have 3 questions to ask you. These are on the spot. You have not seen these. I have seen these. But here we go. Number 1, Nico asks, why don't you let me in without marking me absent? The way he said it makes it sound like he's absent a lot. I'm not going to lie.
Feels personal to
He
me.
also makes it sound like it's your fault that he's
Why are you making me absent?
You know, I just want to make sure that we know when you get there, Nico, because you're just such an important student. I want to make sure you get the credit for being there. So I want to make sure that you're marked that, because when I mark someone absent, it's on an audit and I can see when that person was there, so I can prove that, hey, Nico, you were here because I checked you in.
Wonderful. Kyla asks, is there any crazy stories you have about catching someone sneaking in or something along those lines?
Oh, I'm sure, probably. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just, people, I just think people don't realize that, like, my entire office is a window. Like, I see everything. So you think you're being sneaky. And just because you're not making eye contact with me doesn't mean I can fully see you. And I also know a lot of your names. So, like, if you don't check in with me, 95% of the time, I know your name and I will be marking you absent. So you're not getting away with anything.
There you go. And then Mr. Fox asks, who is the most high maintenance teacher? He has a guess that I'll say after your answer.
Shoot, I don't know.
You can whisper it.
My brain is like going blank. I'm like,
High
who?
maintenance.
couldn't even think of
Who
it.
could I think of a guess?
I could think of a couple guesses, but I might have to refrain
Can we
from saying
circle
them.
back to this question? I want to think because I'm sure
It's
I
an
have an
important question.
answer. I just can't
we
think.
can wait on it.
All right. So Mr. McLean asks, can you buzz me in?
Okay, as soon as you said Mr. McLean, I'm like, he might be the neediest one because he never has his badge.
Wow.
I always have to buzz him in. So, I mean, I'll keep thinking to see if there's another answer, but he may have just given himself away, and he
Mr.
may be the
McLean.
neediest teacher.
Did he lose his badge and he's just
No,
too embarrassed to
He
like speak
has
up about
Because
it?
sometimes he'll use it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a miracle you have your badge, but he just doesn't always have it with him.
What is it that he teaches? I just met him downstairs today.
He's the wood shop teacher.
There you go. That
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense of why you're
I
losing
think
it.
he gave me a lecture once on handing him a note while he was instructing. That's the only thing I know about him. Seems like a nice guy.
Oh,
So
really? I've only had a
maybe get
lecture
off on that.
once from Mr. Brown, but me and him are tight now.
And shout out to the tech building teachers. They come up to the office quite a bit, even though they are the farthest
Far,
away. So,
Shocking.
Yeah.
Also, have either of you delivered notes to Miss Baird?
Oh, yeah.
Which room is that?
S18.
S18, I believe she's still there.
Yeah. How?
I've delivered notes to her. What do you want me to say?
I just want to ask how that is.
It's a unique experience. Every teacher, delivering notes to every teacher, each is very different.
Of
They
course.
each have their own way they want to accept it. Each have their own way of
Because I have Miss Baird.
thanking you or lack thereof.
And she's amazing. I think sometimes notes are just not her favorite thing in the world to
Yeah,
receive.
I'd say you can kind of tell that.
Secondly, have either of you delivered them to Mr. Arlen, the sign language teacher?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't know.
That he was.
I didn't know.
How was that? How was that your first time?
It was very awkward. I walk in the room and I hand him, and I'm like, okay, here's a note. Are they here? And then it took me a few seconds before it clicked, but those few seconds were definitely rough for me. But,
The whole class just maybe put their head down a little bit. Yeah. That's,
and although I feel like it had to happen once before I figured it out.
it's maybe
it's,
like a little rite of passage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the hazing they do for you as a TA.
And no one else I feel like someone should have maybe told me in that class, like, hey, the teacher here is deaf.
Yeah. Usually there
That's something
should
you
be a-
know.
Yeah, I remember when I used to do it,
TA.
Caden was in the back and
And
he
I was
helped
just-
me out. Yeah.
It's a bunch of weird, shy underclassmen who don't
Oh,
want to talk.
yeah, probably
So-
sign language 1. That's rough. Couldn't be me anymore.
All right. So my next quick question is from Dayton. It's who is the most consistent note bringer? And from me, I'll tell you there is a right answer.
There's also a
What do you
more
mean?
right answer.
Wait,
Like
say
the
that again?
most consistent note bringer, note taker. Which of your TAs is the best at their job?
Oh,
Not to put you on the spot.
I mean,
but to put you on the
obviously
spot.
last semester was Max Goode. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Oh, I have.
And then the semester before that was
Does he go
definitely
here?
Ina Link for sure.
I was actually TAing for you that semester.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that. I mean, our afternoon TAs have the most notes because that's when the most kids need to leave. So, shout out to Simon, 5th period TA. Whoop whoop. He definitely runs. I'd say he probably runs the most notes just because he's our only TA that period, and every other period we have 2.
There's 2 in the other periods.
There's always
No,
2.
don't tell him.
So sorry. You're so amazing.
No wonder
Thank
you were saying 40 minutes. I was like, that's a crazy time.
I didn't realize you guys had doubled down for the other periods. Okay.
No one wanted to be our TA. Please, we are so fun in the office.
Forecast.
Please be our TAs.
Forecast, please.
Thank you, but you also have to show up because we need you. Thank you.
All right. And then finally, I have a question from Quincy, which is, how did you land on this career?
Well, so I have my bachelor's in communications, and I was originally wanting to be a teacher, and then I was in college when COVID happened, and I got really burnt out with school. Senioritis hit me really hard my sophomore year of college. So you can imagine that was a rough 2.5 years. And so I just didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I really liked the school district, and I really wanted to get on with the school district. So I thought, oh, I'll be an office lady. And so I started applying after I graduated, and I got on at Bentai.
There you go.
All right. We have a rather simple question from Makoa here. He just wants to know, how's your day been?
You know, it's been a little bit of a busy day.
Yeah.
I've had a lot going on. I'm really glad it's Friday. But yeah, it's been good.
Solid so far. Okay.
Can I just say he submitted that question in the bathroom?
How thoughtful.
I know.
Wow.
Sorry to call you out,
I
Makoa.
didn't need to know the information, but thanks for sharing.
Moving on.
All right. Next up, we have one from Miss Whitworth. She asks if you are a Ben High grad. I don't know. I don't think you are. But she asks, if so, how is school different now? How does it compare?
Maybe if you aren't just your high school.
Yeah.
I graduated from Mountain View.
Oh,
so
no.
So sorry. But as I like to say, I corrected myself.
You know what?
And
There you
where
go.
am I? I'm at
There
Penn
you go.
High.
Better late than never.
I love it. You know, it's crazy how much things have changed since I went out of high school. And I mean, I'm one of the younger staff members here. I'll admit that. But it's crazy how much it's changed. I mean, yeah, we were on our cell phones a lot in high school. But just how much that's changed, as well as, I mean, maybe just things I wasn't aware that were happening when I was in high school that now, as working in the office, I know a lot more what happens. Good things and bad things. But yeah, I mean, just the style, everything, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And our last question here from Kai. He asks, is there pressure protecting 1,300 students at Ben High?
Ooh. I mean, a little bit sometimes, just because it's like I'm in charge of this door that, you know, can determine whether somebody gets in or out. However, I have a great team. I'm rarely ever the only person up in the front office by myself, and so I usually have at least another set of eyes helping. And I mean, I've got a great team. Whenever I need any support, I can immediately radio and be like, hey, I need somebody, and I've got somebody up there pretty quickly.
You're not in the front lines alone. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. People there to protect you, form a wall.
Yes.
That's perfect. And then do we have any final thoughts, topics, ideas, stories before we wrap up? I actually do kind of have one, is like either I know I throw it out here and then I just swoop it.
You could just say you want to say something.
What's your favorite color? Mine's blue, by the way, and I don't care. No. Is either A, is there something you can like, I don't really have a question, I guess, just Mr. Reese. And like either his office.
I'm not Mr. Reese, just to be clear.
But you know, either like Mr. Reese's office.
Who's the
he gets
nicest
for
office
lunch,
back there?
if he comes around.
That's a good question.
Wait, what was your question?
Who's the nicest office in the back of the main
I'm
office?
so sorry, we're getting to you.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah. Pivot to Max.
Who's the nicest?
Who is the nicest office?
Yeah.
You know,
who
and like
has the
back
nicest
through that
office?
hallway,
Physical.
I always see like Boudry
Oh.
sitting down.
I mean, Boudry's is great because she's got 2 entrances, so like
I've
she
heard.
can dart A hall if she needs to, or she can dart up front. Her
office is pretty bougie, you could say.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Steiner's got a nice window to the courtyard, which can be good and bad. I know her office gets really hot, so I know that's hard for her sometimes. I don't know. I mean, they're all pretty similar, to be honest.
There's no office with like golden toilets, anything like that.
No golden toilets.
I just need like a droplet of something about Mr. Reese. I don't know what it is.
Favorite
It's either
food.
what does he eat for lunch? What does he do? Where do he be?
He is the principal of Benton Senior High School.
You don't say.
Okay.
Great one at that.
I mean, I'll say he is a big supporter of all the students. He really does try to go to all the sporting events and
Well,
everything. Are you trying to have me say something bad about him?
no. I just wanted to say his name. I don't know. It was a very unplanned final thought topic.
Clearly.
Shout out to
Clearly.
Miss
Shout out
Reese.
Mr. Reese. And then
Yes.
the final thing is, if you can give one piece of advice to the graduating class of 2025, what is it?
I mean, I'll say you're so close. I know what it's like sitting in those classrooms just wanting to be done. And you're so close and you can do it. And when you graduate, know that you don't have to know what you're doing with your life. I still don't know what I'm doing with my life. My least favorite question is what are you doing after you graduate? Because it's like, I don't know. And that's okay. So I guess that's my advice. It's okay to not know what you're going to do after you graduate.
That's amazing. Well, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in to the BSH Brief. Thank you, Josie, for being our amazing teacher, faculty guest. And thank you for Simon and Max for holding it down for the students. Finally, catch us next week for a new episode, a new guest, and the same Loud Bear energy. Until next time, stay proud, stay classy, and stay brief, Ben High. That's a wrap, everybody. Episode 3. Boom. Thank you, guys.
Thank
that was amazing.
you.
Simon, you pivoted. Thank you, brother.
When did you?
Ina not showing up.
Oh,
We love you,
yeah,
Ina.
you were able
Love
to
you,
show
Ina.
up.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Boom.